Welcome to Hackster Cafe. My guest today is Chad from Makers Making Change. Is that the name of the organization?
The name of the organization is the Neil Squire Society, and it's a Canadian charity that's been around for almost 35 years now with a mission of empowering people with disabilities through technology. Makers Making Change, one of our most recent initiatives to really sort of engage hackers, makers, and the whole sort of rise of people, the DIY culture to sort of make assistive devices for much more affordable.
Fantastic. So what kind of help are you looking for from the maker community? How can people jump in?
Yeah, what we're trying to do is have makers use their skills to make a social impact for people with primarily physical disabilities. So what we're working on right now on our website is to have a repository of projects. So similar to Hackster or Instructables or one of those, but really disability centric. And what we're hoping to do is have and we're working with having like occupational therapists and people with disabilities sort of review these products, sort of like Amazon, right? Before you buy something, you see like whether it sucks or whether it's amazing.
Awesome.
So it sort of has a sort of curated list of different devices that are all free, all open source that can be made. And then it's a bit of a matchmaking service. So a person with disability say, I'm from Kentucky, I need this device, help them get connected to a maker space or a maker in their community. So makers can volunteer their time and use their skills to help someone with disability in getting a project they need that helps improve their independence and quality of life.
That seems really cool. And I like the tribe or the reviews aspect of it, because it looks like some of these devices would cost like $1,500. And the LipSync, for example, only costs $300 to produce right now, right?
Yeah, we're able to drop it a little bit more because we're starting to order in larger quantities. Ooh. It kind of drives the price down, right? So, yeah, the LipSync device is we won a Google Impact Award. So Google put out this challenge a couple of years ago to have a sort of new emerging technology could change the life of people with disabilities. So the LipSync sort of solves the problem for people with a really high level disability, like high level broken neck or multiple sclerosis, late stages, or ALS. Someone that really has no hand movement. It's basically a mouth operated joystick. So it's like a mouse that uses your mouth, but allows someone that can't use their hands to use a touch screen device. So so we won the image challenge around that. We've done a lot of work over the last year kind of getting that ready. So it's an Arduino based project that can be built for about $250 worth of parts. And yeah, but right now we just sort of surpassed 150 builds. We've done a number of build events where a bunch of makers or students or your corporate team building day, they all kind of come together today. We got all the kits kind of laid out with soldering irons and wire cutters, and over the course of the day they can put together the parts. We usually bring the 3D printed parts beforehand because that can take a bit of time. Yeah. But outside of that, you get a bunch of these devices built in a day.
Cool. So you've got like an Arduino Micro in there, so they're getting experience in things that are really already popular for makers, which is great. A lot of people can apply existing skills and they can learn other ones. If not, they're working with what looks like force sensing resistors. Is that what's helping the joystick work?
Yeah, our early prototype of the joystick was based off the standard sort of like PS2 joystick sort of piece, but we found it had a lot of slop. And then by the time we put like a spit guard filter on it and a sip and puff switch, it ended up being like quite a range of motion, which took a lot of head movement, which broken neck, it can be problematic if not really painful. So the force sensing resistors, and I actually have one right here. Just one sec. Let me just grab my my LipSync right here. So this is a said device. This is mine. This is just tape saying it's Chad, so I don't give it away. I've been prone to continue giving mine away as I find other people. What I'll do here is put the mouthpiece on. So there's a couple things that make this really innovative compared to other things in the market. So yeah, typical commercial things cost $1,500 American. I'm in Canada, it's like $2,000. And they're powered by being plugged into the wall. So it's like not a great mobile solution at all unless you're going to move anywhere. So this is a fairly small form factor. I can mount it inside someone's wheelchair. The Arduino board's in here in this 3D printed shell. And then it can either be synced via Bluetooth or plugged in via USB. And you get little adapter for the USB cord to plug it into your standard sort of USB micro sort of slot. And then it takes very little movement. Like you see, like I'm pulling this as far as I can here. Figure out the way. It takes very little movement, and you control through software, the speed control, the mouse or whatnot. So it's projects that get built, in a day, and you literally can help someone that can't use their hands use a smartphone or computer just like the rest of us, right?
Yeah, sweet. How many did you build on each build day? Like how many do you think?
Yeah, we've done range of events. I think the most we've done in a single day was 24. And that,
Dang.
yeah, so that was with the Burnaby School Board. We did an event with them. I've worked with them for a long time. We run a computer refurbishing program here at Neil Square. So
Mhm.
corporations or small business can donate the computers. We wipe them
Cool.
out, put Microsoft Office and Windows on them for I think $12 through support
Mhm.
of Microsoft, and give them
Cool.
away. So I've had these like smart young people that are getting some university credit come in for a long time. So I talked to their teacher who runs their tech programs just about like doing a slightly larger event, and it went really well. The superintendent came from the district, and we're really engaged. Like we should do another one. I'm like, sounds great.
Cool.
We'll do it every year. And he's like, no, like next month. So we got this nice little pipeline of young, smart people. And it's just as like, for the person with disability gets a LipSync that can use a device for the first time. It's very
Yeah.
powerful. But for the makers too, to kind of like, maybe you've made your Blinky badge or your
Yeah.
beer robot or whatever, right? But to use your skills to have that impact is really transformative for people that do it.
I think a lot of people are looking for that. They're like, I want to build stuff and I want to learn, but I don't just want to make another smart coffee machine. How can I actually, they just need someone to show them like where to put their skills to use. And that's awesome.
Come see me.
Um,
There's no short. The LipSync's the project we're really focused on right now. If you went to makersmakingchange.com, that's really on the project now. But we're literally, you can kind of see that big white map up on there is the layout for
wow.
the new website that is coming.
Uh,
So the idea is that have that launch by the end of summer and have a repository of different projects that'll help people.
Fantastic. And I saw that, like, I took a bunch of pictures and videos at Maker Faire, and I saw that you have some 3D printed assistive devices as well for like grasping things.
Yeah. I mean, the LipSync's a complicated project, right? There's some 3D printing. It's
Uh-huh.
kind of a round shell. There's an Arduino board. There's food safe issues with the mouthpiece. How do you
Right.
mount the thing? Not all projects that can help people are this in-depth and complicated. So we have simple things like key turners, which, for example, if someone has difficult time using their hands, a lot of them are modeled after our executive director, Dr. Gary Birch, who's an electrical engineer. But he broke his
Wow.
neck at the C6, C7 area, so he can move his arms, but his hands are kind of shaped like this, and he has
Right.
trouble grasping things. So there's simple splints you can slip onto your hand. Basically, it's a 3D printed piece kind of slides on his hand like this, and then it's got like a slot there, and in there we put a pen and screw it in, or a toothbrush, or a fork, or a spoon. So it allows them the
Yeah.
independence to do
Wow. Cool.
that we take simply, right? And it's like maybe $1 filament, right? If it breaks
Yeah.
or it's not quite the right size, it's easy to change the scale for it, right? So simple things that give in people with disabilities a lot of independence to do things that we may take for granted.
Well, that's fabulous. I think you're doing awesome work. So people can sign up to help at makersmakingchange.com. Is that right?
That's right. Yeah, makersmakingchange.com.
All right. Thank you so much for taking the time. This is great. I'm happy to spread the word.
Thank you so much, Alex. Stay amazing. Have a great time.
Thanks. You too.
Cheers.